Welcome to the circle where we elevate. Nikki, Kurt, and Angel set the record straight. Open conversations every day we relate. No negativity, just a positive state. Finding good vibes every story we share. Support each other, show we truly care. In this community, love is always there. Through the highs and lows, we're a team, we swear. In your circle we rise and fly. No drama, just love, we reach the sky. Support and shine, keep the vibe alive. In your circle, together we thrive. Open minds, open hearts, that's the way we roll. Cheering for each other, that's our ultimate goal. Embrace new ideas, let creativity unfold. In the circle, every story told is gold. Positivity reigns, we chase the light. Through the good, the bad, we keep it tight. No room for drama, keep the vision bright. In your circle, we're soaring to new heights.
Gray Rider Reptiles offers genetic shed testing on 30 different ball python morphs, including Puzzle, Sunset, and Clown. Visit shedtesting.com for your shed testing needs and for fast, reliable service.
Happy Saturday, everybody, and thank you for being here on In Your Circle. We're Nikki, Kurt, and
me, Angel.
And to start off our Saturday this week, we have some shout outs to give some people that we know about that are in our circle. So let me get those set up here so I can share my screen. First off, we have our friends Bethany and Seth. They had a clutch of Kenyan sand boas. So I have to show you them because they're adorable. So here is the daddy. And here is, oops, let's click through it the right way. Kurt taught me. Here is, oh, I jumped through and showed you the babies instead. Here's the mommy. And here are the 17 baby Kenyan sand boas.
Adorable.
Right. And then one more photo to show before we move on. So congratulations, Bethany and Seth. We're excited for you. And they're also up and coming ball python breeders. So we're excited to see what they get into. And then a friend of ours, his name is Mike. He has a business out here called Knotty Pythons, Knotty, Knotty Pythons. It's the Irishman in him. Had his first eggs laid. So he has his first clutch coming. So let me share that so you can see that. Still getting used to sharing my screen, but I'm getting better. Progress over perfection here. And there is his first clutch of eggs he's ever had. So congratulations to Mike at Knotty Pythons. Thank you guys for being in our circle.
Yeah, I went over with some feeders for him, and he goes, "What do you think? Do you think she's gonna go?" And she had that the nice ridged back and the stretched scales, and I go, "Oh yeah, she's gonna go within the month." So I think it's been 2 weeks since I've been over there.
And now the eggs are here. That is a nice clutch. We're excited to see here in 60 long days when they hatch. All right. Well, we are here on this fine Saturday to introduce you to someone you may or may not know. It's Robbie C. of Slither City. So we're going to bring him on out so you can get to know him a bit. And you'll have to forgive us in advance. StreamYard has been a bit laggy here and there with sound. So if anything goes wonky, just bear with us. Know that we're doing our best. So we have Robbie C. of Slither City. Hey, Robbie.
Robbie C. in the place to be.
We're so happy to have you. Robbie, we know a little bit about you and how wonderful you are, but I think a lot of people, including us, don't know kind of like your background and how you got to this place that you're at. So would you mind sharing a bit of how you got here with us?
Yeah, well, just on how to step our game up, but keeping up with modern time. Basically how I grew up. I grew up in San Francisco, and I've always had a passion for animals and how to get into like animal care is it, and basically had to do probation time, and I chose to do it. And I just used it as a focus point to learn. And from there, I was like 17 years old and developed the talent of animal handling, care, and that even comes with like the euthanasia part of animals. Developed the talent and got into veterinary care. So I off with all the classes I could do as far as learning how to be a patient. And 20 years later, I was able to do a small clinic doing vaccines for, and from there, it basically branched into veterinary care. Like I have a team of veterinarians that exclusively work, set up appointments for animals that are really hurt. A lot of dogs, and mainly dogs, have a lot of allergies. So allergy care, skin care, and ear infections. As far as the reptile business, I was away in my RV with a buddy, a heavy metal festival. We went to go see Slip in Sacramento, and my wife decided to go to with her friend, one of my employees, but they came home with a ball python. It kind of surprised me. It was we still have him. His name's Little OC because he literally has an O and a skirt on him, and he's a pastel. And she got him for like $150, and the vets that work for me happened to be breeding ball pythons, and then boom, this thing just happened with genetics, and I was like, what? And that just created a monster.
The world just
But
changes
she's
like that.
fully
Just like
supported
that.
me. And yeah, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have snakes. So, I mean, but too, like, we were driving all the way, we live in a place called Newark by Fremont, traveling like 2-3 hours away to Fresno and Bakersfield to all like on Craigslist and stuff and just buy a heck of snakes. And I didn't know what I was doing, but we had a building and we just had like with these little, with like, those lids that you put, the long ones. I don't know what size quarts. All these different tubs with heat mats under there with the thermos. And we had like 20 snakes going on. So, and then from there, I started buying the melamine racks. But from there, to submerge myself in learning on how to do all of it. And trial and error, like 2 years kind of doing it on. I invested a lot of money into over $100,000 easily, and kind of like sure that I was having assurance in what I was doing, and started jumping on some Patreons to kind of like really like get a plan and not just throw my money. Yeah, it's a pretty long story, but and I'm like 4 years into so it's been like we talked on the pre-show, is like learn it from nothing until you make it.
Yep.
It's true.
Fake it till you make it. It's true. Robbie, one of the things that I have enjoyed in getting to know you a bit is watching your lives on Instagram. I love watching your Instagram lives. Seeing you on
Thank
there
you.
doing your egg cuttings. Because yesterday you did an egg cutting. Was that just yesterday?
That was 2 days ago.
Okay. And then what was your clutch that you were cutting there?
Oh, well, we had 2 clutches and showed off a clutch of clown. But one was kind of just like a long shot. It was clown, double head, hypo pied that I fire yellow belly, double head, hypo clown. You know, like I was saying in the video, shoot, trial and error, and like this business is like when you expensive to like try it, and I thought I was, and I found, you know, what is that called? I found a Chinese exporting site, and that's actually where I found the ultrasound, and I actually got a good deal on that pedal. But then I was like, okay, well, I did that. Did you just say something?
Oh no, I just said really because of where you got the ultrasound machine.
That's where I got it. And then I was like incubator because I was using these wine cooler ones that I bought at a rep, and I dumped like a little bit over $3,000. Big, huge, like refrigerator style double door things. Maybe I could sell one, and I'll use one since I'm already having one with the broker fees and stuff. But everything gonna get it figured out, and like clutches are getting burned up. And this year I try to put more water because it seemed like that was like the thing to do this year. Talks that we've been in, and so some eggs, some eggs like shriveled up, heck of bad. So I was trying to cut them early. It's been a trying year as far as that, but I think I salvaged it. Like there was a couple ghosts in there, so I'm pretty comes out of that one.
All right.
And now you have a brand new incubator.
Yeah. Yup. I doubled down again. I got 2 of the Mike Wilbank ones. When I bought those Chinese ones, like a month later, Mike Wilbank ones came out. I was like, dang, man. So, yeah. From this year,
Seems
actually,
to always be.
they're on sale at the time. Right. So
We also have a
one
Wilbanks
of them
incubator. They're good.
I saw one of your podcasts. You guys also had things weren't going right, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yep, we had a very rough go. We had a wine cooler incubator.
Yeah.
We had a wine cooler incubator that was somebody else's, so it was secondhand to us, and it had done well for them, but for us, it just ruined things. So we were done with that one and got the Wilbanks incubator.
Yeah, it's been a stress reliever for sure. Like it's staying at the temperature. Like actually, I have so much relief just having that thing up and running. I would.
Because there's nothing better than peace of mind. You know, really.
Yes.
No, especially when you have to wait so many days for the eggs to be laid and then so many days for the eggs to hatch. You really want things to go right.
And then it's such a process.
It is.
And the incubation is that's the final stretch. Like that's it. Like you've gotten all this way, and then something goes wrong at that point, and especially if you've raised the babies up, and now they're adults, and then you bred them, and then you finally got it. Like so, you're looking years of time, and then you have 60 days. You have a window of 60 days. That's it. After all this time, and something goes wrong in that time.
Yes.
And it could be preventable because you just needed a better incubator, or maybe you didn't put enough water, whatever it is. But that little window of 60 days, that's what we wait for. That's that part that we've worked so hard for, is that tiny little window of like anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's very true.
This was actually the first year that babies that were laying eggs for me. So I lost a couple of those eggs. It was pretty heartbreaking. Definitely. Like this year was like a year of recessive breedings, triple recessive breedings, quad. So yeah, it's been jacked. But like I said, it's it's a peace of mind. It's everything's up and running. I'm half through my season right now, so like now it's like gonna be a lot fun, a lot more funner.
Do you do,
Oh,
or do you do, or prefer like a seasonal style breeding, or are you breeding, trying to breed throughout the year, or how do you do yours?
I'm going with the females go. So founding, I'm seeing where they're at, and you probably know knowing their cycle and everything, and um, go through the year. That's great because I got other females growing up great, and I know they're gonna go the end of this year because year round. My problem is I'm doing it, but then because I'm doing it out of my house, so just trying how to put all those projects together to uh, I just don't think about it. Just keep doing it.
We get it. We're the same way over here. Angel, do you do the same? Do you do it all? Do you go all
No,
year?
I'm actually seasonal. I cycle my females. I do temperature cycling. I've been doing this for about 25 years. I've done it the same way ever since. So I did it when I was on the East Coast in New York. I did cycle seasonal breeding, and then I've never changed. I've just always done it that way. I kind of like getting all my babies at the same time, and rather than throughout the year. But that's just me. That's just my personal preference. Plus, that's also just how I've always done it, and
Explain
I
that. What I've never really heard that. What is
uh,
that? What do you do?
what
Explain it more.
um, so, so like with seasonal breeding, um, when I first started back in the late '90s, a lot of people did things seasonally because I think especially because of a lot of like other things that were bred like colubrids, corn snakes, and so on, where you have to really brumate them for X amount of time. And over time we've learned that you can breed ball pythons throughout the year without really having to do that. But I've always sort of kind of kept doing it that way because I learned from a lot of old school breeders, and I did a lot of old school methods too throughout the years. And I, for me, the success has always been really, it's always been pretty good. I don't, really have too many girls that don't go. Uh, I don't really get a lot of slugs or and so on. But again, there's also luck and all that other stuff that's involved in care and so on and so forth. But the way I learned was a lot of stuff from people who learned kind of through trial and error as well. And also, I took time to research where ball pythons came from and what the seasonal things were there when they bred. And I have some really old books you can't even buy anymore. And I've like a lot of this old school research. So I've always just done it that way, where I've dropped the temperatures and then brought them back up and put the males in during the cooler time and so on. And I haven't really had any problems. I keep the males. Like as far as the males go, they're kept slightly cooler, and that's not even saying much. They're just kept on the lower parts of the racks where it is slightly cooler, and then the females are up and above ish. And other than that, I just dip down my temperatures in the beginning of like
So you
November
do it one time a
around
year
thing.
at during that time, and then whoever doesn't go, is that how it goes?
Yeah, usually, and I haven't had too many females. Every now and then, yeah, maybe a girl went last year and maybe she's not going this year or something. Um, but it also allows me to kind of give the girls a break, and I don't know. It's just the way I've always done it, and it's just been really successful for me.
Cool. I feel like at least that gives you like a projection where the snakes are going. So yeah, that's, for
I
me,
don't get a
it's
lot
kind
of
of
overlap. I
you
think
grow
that's
in
what it
these,
is. That's what I like.
yeah, black. You get a little break. I'm not a gas. I like the gas. I like the stress. They say.
Of course you do. You work in veterinary medicine. That's like 90% of the job.
Action for
That
sure.
seems very true. Robbie, what project specifically are you focused on, like, that you're most excited about?
Well, I have a notepad because I'm not like a lot of other breeders who can just shoot it all in quick breath. But
That's fine. I'm not either.
going right now. Yeah, right here. I did my homework, but I'm kind of going for like projecting it. I feel that clown are like so in everything, right? So it's towards the end, you know, that's like the chair thing. So I'm kind of trying to get hypo into everything and concentrating on doing like genetics, clown, and putting those all together. Enhancer. So that's like one project. The enhancer going with the genetic stripe with the hypo. And then true ghost stuff. So I'm gonna try to get some desert ghosts in that. And then if I get some clown or hypo into that, then that's try to add like cryptic to it at some point. You know, but if I get krypton's fine, but I'm trying to clown and pie to like last instead of trying to rush it. It gets hard to identify. And as far as like and pied, I'm trying to do like super specter and clown, the codons in that. I'm trying to do like super asphalt and the pie, bring that all together, smash it up, whip it up. What else? Oh yeah. uh, I concentrate on toffee. Toffee is like my thing. That into some other things, and lavender last. So I have a small little lavender, but I really like in the toffee into the VPI and kind of see where I can do with that a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at with my projects.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I love Toffee and Enchi together. Toffee and Enchi is just gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh man, it looks so. Yeah, and I like the color changes too. So it kind of gives you something different, and not really tapped in a lot. And like albino, but I mean, what he's been messing with that hypo albino. Looks kind of nice, man. So you know, I got a toffee hypo male. I'm trying to put it into some things, but it's so long term. Everything. I feel like year 2, I thought I was going somewhere. Market started kind of dipping. And it's like, okay, now we got to bury the genes. Here we go, bury everything I thought was going to be visual. Now it's like I'm not going to see anything for like 2-3 more years. But I still have some nice things. I won't, but like I'll have like the double visuals popping out. Desert Ghost and hypo stuff. I like that stuff a lot too.
Hypo's great. I'm glad I'm seeing more and more of it. More people working with it again. You know, I got pushed to the side for a little bit. I have a bunch of hypo. I love hypo. Or orange ghost.
Orange Ghost too. I feel they say it looks the same, but I think it looks a little bit more yellow in it.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Orange, I
like
guess you would say.
I have a lot of like old school line orange ghosts because I have a really old school male that I've had, and he's been throughout, and I've kind of maintained this old school line of orange ghost that I've had since 2010, like, and he's popped out
Yeah,
some surprising things over the years. So we'll see.
that's cool. Yeah, I like hypo.
It's great.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna
So
be clown at first, but it on me. Go ahead,
one
Kurt.
of the
Sorry.
things that I've noticed through your Instagram lives and stuff is your expo presence, and you do a lot of unique, fun things at expos. What kind of the one thing I wanted to talk about is your grab bag system. What made you want to do that? People seem to love that.
Oh man, that's just um, good connections with people. I mean, folks just be like, I wasn't even gonna buy a snake, but I can't help it but to buy what I get. So, um, I kind of just kid, and I was like super into like buying cards and like cards in general. And I would go to this store, and they used to have little sandwich bags, and you just or like $5, and you could just pick a bag, and then you get. And my wife actually named it. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I just call them grab bags. Popular, yeah, yeah.
For those that don't know about your grab bags, can you explain a little bit about it? Because we've gotten to see it on your lives and see the excitement from people, but some people might not have any idea what we're talking about. So, what does that system look like?
Sauce a little bit. um, Basically, we have some bins, and we select snakes, and they're usually a lot. I always put hot into these bags, so I create how much that bin is going to cost. So I'll have like $60 snakes, and the snakes could be worth up to that bin. So when they're grabbing that snake bag and they're opening, well, most of these clients, customers are like people who want genetics, and that's kind of like how I feel it's a great thing because people don't know what they're actually buying from that pastel head clown. He's actually useless, but because he was our first snake, breeding wise, right? Uh, um, you know, you see hundreds of snakes pass by them, but now we just made it fun for these people. Great snake and an awesome value creates a connection with them. So that's kind of like, so, yeah.
That's wild, man.
I know. I put that one in there.
You'll have to watch his lives when he does it, Angel. Sometimes it is
I gotta
the
catch
people
that.
get
I
so
gotta catch that.
you have to catch it. The people get so excited, and the tubs are all brightly colored because you have a very colorful setup, which I like very much because we also like to have things that are very colorful. It's the rainbow. And then he has it all set up so colorfully and labeled so well, and the people are just so excited.
That's
Yeah.
important. That's you know what I'm saying. That's important.
Yeah.
Get people happy. Get people excited at a reptile show. Like,
Yeah. So not only you're buying a reptile, but he's creating an experience. Like there's a memorable experience happening beyond just getting the snake, right? Like it's fun and unique.
Yeah. It's all about, yeah, with working full service veterinary care, not only taking care of the animals, taking care of the people. You know what I mean? And that's how I stayed in business 20 years. It was
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
a connection, you know. And it's tiring.
'Cause
I'm telling you,
it's tiring, but
a
and there
lot of
can be a
times I don't like
disconnect though
people.
too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like there can be that disconnect where, you work in the field with animals and you care so much about the animals, and you sort of forget, that animal's connected to a person that you do also need to care for as well, to a certain to a certain extreme, because we know things can get really
If something
crazy, and you have to be
goes
able to kind
wrong
of
with
like work
that
through it.
animal, yeah, family members, and a lot of these snakes that we place into home, naked, this is their baby. So
Hmm.
definitely.
And with your grab bag system, you might have said it too, but I might have just missed it because our sound is a little funky over here. But when we at our expos, I feel like we get a lot of pet people that are steered away by too many words in a morph. Like when they look at the list of what the ball python is and they see all of these words, it can really mix them up. But to think that you have a certain price point that you're going for, it takes that all away from it, right? Like you're not looking at all of these words that might mix you up. You're just going to get something beautiful in the end.
Correct. Correct. Really going through that bin and looking at potentially which snake they want. So like we've been doing it now. So like I'm like putting breeder males in there. Like they're like grabbing big bags, and then they're grabbing little hatchling bags. And I get and yeah, it's pretty fun. And it clears
Yeah.
inventory, that's for sure.
Yes. Angel's definitely going to have to check it out. And for those of you in the chat that don't follow Robbie yet, you'll have to check out. If you're under second to none pets. Second is it, or is it under Slither
Yeah.
City on
Either
Instagram?
yeah,
Both.
you could
And
second to none pet, get you in contact with both of my veterinary page, reptile page. But if you're not interested in that, you can just the city is with an S, not a C. They'll just pop me up right up.
you'll definitely want to follow Robbie C because he has great Instagram lives. It's like Instagram live inspiration. We don't do Instagram
Thank you.
lives very often, so
Thank
you're our inspiration for attempting to do them, Robbie. Don't do
I
them.
really should. I really should do them, and I don't. And I don't think about it, but I really should.
Well, I don't know. It's just like, being on Billy's Patreon, it's a bit always pushes you to like feel comfortable and do what we want and show face, because if we're not being active or not posting online, people are not going to know who we are and what time we're posting. And I wish I had more time. And, I got a now she's 7 months, and that takes time. So stretch, but no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I know this is what I need to be doing. This is just what I love. I can't explain it. I create a vision and to work and see them grow, and you start learning what they like, what they don't like, what foods you need to switch around. I'm like, dang, 99% of my snakes are eating right now. Like, accomplishment, like just to see like the animals are thriving, a good feeling.
Do you breed your own rats as well?
Yes, breed our own rats. So we have the wood rack system, and I was doing pretty good as far as like breeding some other local breeders. Shout out to Biggie Snakes, he's and some other folks too. But I've had that because it seems like I'll sell like a bunch of and then I get left with none. So I kind of had to like a little bit. So what's kind of cool though, I know a lot of folks don't like people purchases, rat purchases. A lot of my people that buy snakes from me will act back to like purchase rodents for me, like $2 at a time, and it's like, you know, like sell a snake for a heck of cheap, but then they keep coming back for the rodent. So I'm not feeding that snake anymore. I'm actually making extra money on that snake now instead of trying to get an extra 100 snake. It just seems kind of like where we're at with the market.
Mm-hmm. It was gonna need
Just
rats.
kind of just let it go. It sucks. Yo, everyone's gonna need rats.
Like Nikki and Kurt, they breed rodents, and like you guys sell to, to other people too. I breed rats, but only for me. Every now and then, if somebody needs some, that's a different story. But I keep it really, 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 really small because I have a small collection. My snake collection is not nearly as big as a lot of other people's. I've tried to keep it very kind of boutiquey, but my rats too, just what I got in there. That's it. I really don't want to have to take care of much more than this.
And then I love the rats, and I could spend all day out there playing with them. And Kurt has to get me to come back. Angel's shaking his head, but it's true.
Yeah,
I
It's
love
true.
the darn
No, it's
things.
100%. I know you're out there playing with them, and like I would
I
be too
love
because
the
you
rats.
got some cool ones though.
We do have some cool ones. I'll have to post more videos. So we have our werewolf rats. There's now 7 baby werewolf rats, which is the most we've ever had, ever. Usually we just have 1 here and there. And now we have 7, and they're the cutest little ugly, cute things in the world. They're the cute kind of ugly, the ugly kind of cute. I don't know. They're just really cute.
They're ugly pretty.
They're really cute. And then we have 2 long-haired ones right now that are little Harley rats. They are so ugly that they're cute. And they're all just so unique, like red-eyed marten werewolves, and just cute. I'll take more videos of them and subject you all to them.
Rats? 1 red eye and 1 black eye. I've been getting that.
Oh, an odd eye. So we've never had a black eye and a red eye, but we've had like the red eye and the ruby eye. So it'll be like a darker red or a deeper red, and then a like bright red. So that's the closest to an odd eye we've ever gotten. But
I've had a black eye and I guess that ruby eye. I've had like very dark red eyes and then a black eye. I've had that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is
The
that a
dark
thing?
red kind of throws you off.
Should I save them? Sorry.
you don't have to. Those are odd eyes. We call those odd eyes in the rat world. Some people call them bi-eyed.
Okay.
Just different things. They're cool. It's like, do we really need werewolf rats? The answer is yes.
I almost got into it, but I can't identify them. But I have that breeds a lot of genetic rats, a lot of genetic mice. I have like mice running around too. Like the mice, they kind of stink. I got a lot of different things going. I don't know all the genetics like you do. I know I got a lot of like the stripes and like they look like they got dipped in chocolate. All these merle colored ones and like all these different shows. My snakes love them.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. They live a good life, and then they also
Are
serve
delicious.
a great purpose. I have this great website that I go to. I'll have to share it, or I can share it with anybody that messages me because I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it's the website I go through to that's like the rat Bible that tells you all of the different varieties of rats with pictures that help you.
Yeah, somebody has
Yes.
put a lot of time into this site.
Yes. It helps me a lot. Now, if I could find the same thing for mice, they have some mice stuff on there, but we have so many different mice varieties. We have little long-haired mice right now that look like they're wearing fluffy little pantaloons that are really cute, but
Angora mice.
I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're really
They
cute.
look like
And
into pace. Like, yeah, they're super long hair.
Yep.
and then we also
I
breed
have those
African
breeding
soft
right
fur
now.
rats. Can you do African soft fur rats
Got that
down where
going
you are?
too.
Yeah.
I don't. We call them Dalton mice. Have them. I mean, some of these snakes, that's what they need to get them going. Yeah, so got to do what I got to do.
I heard a name for them. I was going through and doing some YouTube research a few weeks ago, and I had never heard them called devil dogs before. But I felt like that was a very fitting name for African soft furs, devil dogs.
I've heard them called. Is it Maltese or Maltese?
I have no idea.
I've heard them called Maltese. I think that's what they call them in the UK. The Maltese, something like that. I think that's what they call them there. Or it's either Maltese or multi. I don't know, something like that.
Let's see. Dylan, if you message us, we can figure something out, I'm sure. We don't have as many mice as we used to. We're building our African soft fur army and trying to take as many people along with us as will join the African soft fur army.
Let's go. They go. You know?
They do. You sell a colony. We've sold a few colonies recently, and then you sell a colony, and pretty soon somebody else has 3 more colonies that they've made from their colony. And what I learned early on was I tried to be the rat hoarder at first because I just loved them all. And then we got talking to another rat breeder that's actually in Oregon, and she was like, I see it this way. If I don't share my genetics, my lines die. I have no one I can go back to get anything that came from my lines. And so that's where, like, oh crap, we better start sharing some of these ASFs with people, because I need some people that we can go to get them again if anything ever happens with our colonies, heaven forbid. But now we have people out there, which is good.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring, people.
You
Yeah.
want me to get African soft furs now? Is that it? Now I gotta
Yeah,
Yes.
I do actually. You need some
Yes.
African soft fur rats, Angel. There will
If
be
I
a
breed 'em,
colony
then I'll breed 'em
arriving at your house.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well, we're gonna just knock on your door and
They're
DoorDash.
Again. I'll
They
do
are
it
so
again.
much-
That's the only reason I would do it again, because it's so much easier to
Right.
deal with.
They are so much
Only
easier to deal with.
reason.
They don't stink like the mice. The mice,
Yeah.
Oh,
I love the mice. Don't get me wrong. The mice stink so bad. But the African
They go
soft fur
through a lot
rats,
of food, though. That can eat.
they can eat. They can eat, but they also breed like
Yeah, they produce
insanity.
well.
yeah, they
Like, we
explode.
open up a-
Absolutely.
they
You
do.
know when to pull up.
I know. That's the tricky part too. You do have to know when to pull them, and you
And they're
wait
also
too
really
long. And
good, like
They start getting.
maternally. Like they're very,
Yeah.
like really, really good maternal. Like they're really good animals for that.
they are very good. And
Your
like in
guys'
our
podcast or
what?
the other podcast, but I don't know if I learned this on your guys or someone else's, but the ASFs, like if their ears are up and the babies, to pull those out to get them going, so it's a break from nursing those and giving the other babies to get milk. So I've been kind of doing that and just getting them out of there to create more space.
Dylan had a funny comment. He said, we'll just go to his house after we ding dong ditch your house with a colony of ASFs, Angel. hmm
Great. Well,
That's
I'll be
great, isn't it?
ding-dong ditching something in front of his doorstep later on then as well.
Don't put it out with your boot, Dylan.
Not saying about it.
Oh. Yeah, and as far as getting anything stuck on ASFs, for example, we just got and have received snakes from Billy at Mutation Creation, where his colonies or his snakes are all fed predominantly African soft fur rats. And it was about 3 months ago when we got our first batch from him.
Mhm.
The day they arrived, we gave them all a Norway rat, and all but one ate. So you do not have to worry about them getting stuck on ASFs.
And that was a bedding thing, not a food item.
Yes, the one that wouldn't eat the Norway needed to go on cocoa and has been a ravenous eater ever since we put her on cocoa. So don't stress it. Mice are I
That
would
was
say they get stuck on mice too more
on the
often.
feeding. Like a fear for myself too. Like, okay, can I switch them? If I are they gonna get stuck on mice? And but in all, 4 years into it now, I switch them around. Sometimes they a rat, and then I'll give them an ASF, or like I'll wait. What's great about the ball pythons is they give you time to like they're not gonna die from starvation, so you could adjust to a different location or a smaller one or whatever. Seems like, and then like give them like an ASF, and then you can switch them to rats or give them a mouse. Like something Kano kind of taught me in the beginning is like, as long as they're eating, like Garrick DeMeyer, he has a ton of many clutches he has, and a lot of his snakes are on mice, and so it don't matter as long as they're eating, and he gives you 6 eggs.
Because a lot of people will start them on mice too. I actually used to do that years ago. I used to start them on mice, and then swap them over. But I didn't really have that. It wasn't even that hard to do. I mean, they're hungry. They're gonna eat most of the time. Most of the time. But when they're babies like that, you can get a couple mice in them and switch them right over to pups, the rat pups.
It's true.
Definitely.
I think the other beautiful thing about African soft furs, because I'm just going to continue my plug for African soft fur rats until they're not friendly. And you can't handle them. So that part makes me sad. And maybe some people can because they've made theirs nice somehow, but ours are not nice. But they grow so slowly that you can feed them forever to your range of ball pythons from hatchling to adult, which is really nice. Or if you're like us, you get the subadult male that's beautiful that will only eat weaned-sized African soft fur rats
Or smaller.
for eternity.
That was Nikki's pick.
I picked the good eaters. It's my choices. They curse us.
How are your ASFs?
I'm actually
are they
starting.
okay?
You're talking to Robbie, Angel?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
imagining.
Robbie. See, I was trying to see like how are your
Say-
ASFs?
They're great. I try to not because I don't want to depend my snakes on it, but I keep 3 lab big the big lab tubs, and then I pull all the babies out into the smaller ones. Like a lot of hungry baby snakes, I just grab I just kind of feed them off. So it's actually working really well because more hard time breeding the mice than the ASF. Sometimes they eat their babies a lot, and it's kind of hard getting that colony going. Then like you get too many males, and then they're beating each other up. So the ASFs have been real nice to get those little, like we're all saying, just keeping those colonies producing a lot of babies for me. Just like everything, it's slow. They're going. It's like wildfire.
Will says that his ASF will escape and he can pick them up and they're peaceful. Ours came with rage.
Yeah, mine
That's all I
had the rage. Mine were very the ragey. I used to use either a big old thick glove, monster like fireplace type fucking gloves, like grab a piece of coal and never know, like one of those gloves. And then I had these tongs just to do it quick. I'll just grab them real quick and just move them. Oh my god, they were rough.
Yeah, that is a very valid warning that you just gave to people. If you guys are just starting out with ASFs and you're trying to grab small ones in the back with tongs, keep in mind they will charge your hand and bite you in the hand and the arm as you're reaching for the other ones.
They're very clever.
Move quickly. Move quickly. That's all I could say is move quickly.
They're fast.
Mm-hmm.
It does keep your reflexes
Have you
up.
guys heard of
Of what? What do you say?
Dwarf.
dwarf? There's a breed of rats called dwarf. They're like smaller
Yes.
Norwegians, but they
We do-
Yeah, I'm starting to.
we do
get
not
that
have
into
any.
my colony.
Ooh,
That's cool.
those are fun.
I got a source. I figured that's gonna be more of a way to go for me because the Norwegian gets so big, you can't feed them to your snake. Ball python. One boa
Right.
constrictor, she'll handle the business, no problem. But you can feed her. Yeah, so I kind of around. So I'm trying to get that going.
Bear says, if one of my rats fights me, they never see another sunset. I can get that. I see that.
What's up,
I'm
Bear?
kind of lucky. I got Dylan and another friend, Tim. Then they got some big ass snakes. So all of my retired breeder rats, you know, they'll kind of go either way. And Dylan's literally like 3 blocks, like he's 2 minutes away from where I live, and Tim's not that far, and he has retics and stuff. So I just take the big rats because I can't use them. They just take up room in the freezer,
Snakes.
or I'm still feeding them. They gotta go.
Yeah, I love the big snakes, but like, there's only some need bigger enclosures. So
Mhm.
that's like, no.
Do you keep any other species of snake or just ball pythons?
So that's a good question. The reason why I got the Will Banks incubators is because I get into I want to kind of get into like king snakes. Eventually, I always remember, but I forget. Cribbos, you guys heard
Oh yeah.
black-tailed cribbos, yellow-tailed cribbos, how those look. So I should start getting into those colubrids, but right now it's just ball pythons. People always, what a good idea is for you guys to do if you guys are in, is to set up like a Google business page, so you're advertised on there. And I recommend you guys when you have interaction that get snakes or rats, have them like do a 5-star review on your Google page so this is you as an official business, so your business pops up on the page on the Google searches. So I'll get people to come through me through that, and I just get them to do 5-star and have them to put a description of what they did, and that gets the Google search to have Google to those people that are trying to find rats or a lot of business through that too. But why I just said all of that, people will often from Google give me their have someone that's dropping off a corn snake and a ball python because he's moving. So just like the boa constrictor, someone gave me that. I got 2 one gave us. I got 2 Samboas that people gave us. So we're an open door, just like the veterinary stuff. Like we're all have a sick animal, or they'll come to me, and then and we'll get the prescriptions going, and we'll give them an injection, medicate their animals, and so that's pretty cool. So we can send out cultures if we need to do that, or poop sample. So, it's just that void to fill. So, definitely to get your Google page going.
I'd never thought of that.
Yeah, that's a really smart tip.
As you say, a pro tip for free.
Yep, that is a pro tip for free.
Kurt loves those.
Yeah, that one really is. because that's a kind of slept on thing.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, we will reach out to you with questions, Robbie, as we're trying to figure out things.
So we're navigating the uncharted
Pretty
waters.
easy.
I like it. I like learning new
Hey, I'll be
things
reaching
on a
out you guys
Saturday.
for your social services. Social media, should I say.
We're
Right.
always here. We sleep at some point, but I don't know when that is. Just kidding. We sleep.
About 4 hours a
Kurt
night.
goes to work really early, and then I get up and play on Instagram at like 4 o'clock in the morning for a little bit, then go back to sleep. It's probably not healthy, but it's what I do. It's my mid sleep. I don't know. I was going to come up with something clever. I lost it, guys. It's gone. It's gone. All right. Well, we are about coming to the close of our hour, and Angel, you're gonna close us out this time, right? Oh, it's already been 56 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun.
You want to put Craig's stuff?
Oh, wait, before we go,
Yeah,
hold on, Angel, hold on. Hold the phone. Kurt reminded me of something that I have to say before we go anywhere because I talked about it. We talked about it beforehand. On Monday, the wonderful Mr. Craig Bash Coder will be introducing a new giveaway. So stay tuned and be watching Bash Coder Reptiles for an awesome giveaway for an extreme media makeover. You won't want to miss it. All right, Angel. Tag, you're it.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, I'm in. All right, so thanks everybody for coming out and joining us this weekend. A big thanks to Robbie C. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. This is just further shows how, like, so many different people in the hobby, how we get in the hobby, what brings us to this hobby, what keeps us in this hobby, what helps us share. You know, this is just kind of a part of the thing, you know, what we try to do here as well. So big thank you to you. Huge thanks to Gray Rider Reptiles, Charlie over there, for all of your shed testing needs. Gray Rider Reptiles. I think links. We doing links? I hope so. Yes, we got links.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Links in description. So big shout out to you guys. Everybody, have a great weekend. Also, like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And if I don't see you before then, I'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Through the ups and downs, we stay strong. In your circle, that's where we belong. Lifting each other all day long. In this family, we can't go wrong. In your circle, we rise and fly. No drama, just love, we reach the sky. Support and shine, keep the vibe alive. In your circle, together we thrive.